Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages. I am MegaFreak400, and we are in the Wing Dungeon, the second dungeon of the game. Second of 8. Not counting the final, boss fortress, like the final area, but 8 main dungeons. Anyway, I'm going to use these mystery seeds on the owl. It was hinted you can do that to get hints. I typically don't do this on a normal playthrough, because I know this game pretty well, so I don't need them. But they do give fairly decent hints, and this one hints to use the shield on Spikes, these guys. I find it, the handheld Zelda games, because I know Link's Awakening did as well. I don't know about Minish Cap, I can't remember, but not counting the mirror shield, it does seem like the handheld games seem to make more use of the shield than the console ones do, because you're not really required to use the shield in the console games. Anyway, okay. If I remember correctly, you need to... Okay, wait. I need to get the red one into the... so it's facing up, so, okay, there's the red square. Okay, wait, yeah, and then push it over here and up, and that should do it. If I have it red there, it should be red when I... Yep. Okay. Yeah, the one thing about... I don't really... Zelda is not really notorious for this, as like, you know, Layton's probably more so because it's all puzzles, but with puzzle games, one of the problems is once you figure out the puzzle, even if you go back to it later, some games, you know, you can forget and then you still have to experience again, but if you do it enough times, the puzzle element, you pretty much know it by heart, so it kind of defeats the purpose of the game. It's kind of like a one-time only thing. Kind of like, Phoenix Wright, I feel like. Phoenix Wright, once you know the certain situations to complete the game, you kind of get rid of the game. And any aspect of it which was a game, it just becomes pure story at that point, which is fine, but there's not really anything you could do about that, because, you know, it just happens that people tend to remember things, and with puzzle, the whole point of it is solving it. If you did it once, you might remember it, and therefore... kind of ends up being a one-time only thing. Whereas with like platform games or RPGs, there's always different things that happen that come up in the game, or you know, jumping always can be a different experience every time. Unlike with puzzles, there's typically only one solution. I guess you could make it that the puzzle always has like various solutions, and you could just, you know, when you play again, you might be like, okay, you are forced to not use the solution you used last time you played this game. You have to try a new one. You know, I don't know how that would work. It'd be interesting to see someone come up with that kind of game design. Anyway, now that we have a key, we can proceed to the right side of this dungeon. This dungeon actually isn't too tricky as far as I remember. It's pretty straightforward. Well, there's somewhat. There's a little bit of it that I don't like, and I don't believe I like the boss either. Mostly because, well, we'll get into that. Anyway, let's go and bomb this wall down here. Surprisingly, I think you do need to go down here I think, to proceed forward. It's the one thing that the at least Ages seems to do a lot is, you know, have... Typically, when you proceed through Dungeon and Zelda, it's like, oh yeah, the key is definitely in this room or something, because it's kind of obvious where the keys are. It seemed like with the Oracle games, or at least this one, you know, sometimes what you'd expect to be just like a worthless chest out of the way actually ends up being a pretty important item, and like a key or something, and it's kind of like, oh wow, you know, that I wouldn't expect them to put that all the way out here. I mean, I go through the dungeons anyway, all of the rooms, but, like, yeah, this is a key. Most people wouldn't... I mean, eventually, I think you get to the point where you have to come back here, but it seems like most other Zelda games don't do that. They're more, straightforward, I guess. Not really linear, but... kind of, I guess linear and straightforward is somewhat the same. Somewhat different. Do. I know in the past I praised, I think at some point I praised, the Oracle games music, and I think the dungeon themes, but the dungeon themes in this game don't really get really great music until later on. Like, this one's not bad, but it's pretty simple. It's catchy, though. The dungeon music, that is. Okay, now we have the compass. We can not really do much else. It is useful that the compass does beep so that you know when the key's in a room. Especially in this, again, because especially when I talk about the fact that the keys, you know, are more scattered in this game, I feel, than other Zelda games. It is a helpful feature. I don't know why they got rid of it in some of the later Zelda games. Like 2D ones, that is. Well, 3D ones, for that matter, they could have added it in, but... this is the first, actually, occurrence of minecarts, I believe. We will be seeing those again later. Ooh. Okay, this boss. This guy is quite easy if you just do one simple thing. Stay on these blue tiles, because, if you end up going in the middle of the floor, if he crashes, he'll create a hole, and you can fall in that hole and go to a room below here. And then it's kind of like similar to like Mulder in Link to the Past, where you get knocked off and you have to restart the boss battle. But he can't break the blue tiles, so just stay over here and you're pretty much safe, and he's pretty easy at that point. I mean, you could stay in the middle and just avoid the holes, but it makes more sense just to stay on the blue tiles. It does take quite a bit of hits, though. I mean, I know he's a mini-boss, but you think he wouldn't... I would think he'd be... But yeah, that one would probably kill him or something, but he seems pretty resilient. It's kind of cute, though. For a devil bunny thing. Oh, he tries to switch it up a little bit. Okay, is this gonna be it? Nope, he's still alive. Okay, there we go. Okay. And now I believe... I think still we should be getting the dungeon item pretty soon. I think I go in this way, but it is a little... Again, just like the last one, it seems like the dungeon item's slightly out of the way from right after you have the mini-boss, whereas other games, it's like, beat the mini-boss, there's a dungeon item right there. I think... Actually, I don't know, because I haven't done this in a while, so I don't know if this is the right path. But, I gotta try every path anyway. Oh, no, I'm not going to let you kill me, or damage me, rather. Okay, yeah, I think this is the right way, because I don't think I can get any further, because that, I need the dungeon item to activate that tile. And I think it should be over here. Yeah, it is, just kind of sitting there. The Rock's Feather, my favorite item, because it makes you jump, and it's definitely, useful. Yeah, I just like having it equipped, just as my default second item if I don't need anything else. I think there's something up here. Yes, there's rupee. 30 rupees, actually. But I just like having it equipped as my, you know, default item just because... Okay, can I get over to that side over there, though? That's what I'm wondering. That's why I jumped into that guy. I guess I could have gone the other way anyway. No, I don't know if I can... Well, if I can, it's not worth it, so you know what? I'm just gonna leave. But, yeah, it's just a nice item to have as your default item. Typically in other games, I'll have, like, the boomerang or something, just for the sake of being there. But yeah, now that we have the Rock's Feather, we'll be doing a lot of jumping over tile puzzles. I'll admit, some of the color puzzles, I think I somewhat mentioned this, but some of the color puzzles can get kind of, you know, boring. It'd be interesting if, you know, talk about being innovative. It'd be interesting if to try and think, because the one problem with our society, and like, or not really society, but with creative fields, is you get so used to one idea working, that you just kind of get stuck with it, and you know, you play it safe and you just stick with that idea. Like, for example, you know, how platformers, the basic mechanics of a platformer, or, you know, I don't know, stories in general. Like, in order to think outside the box, I'm not saying, like, when you try and create a game or create a story or something, you should just entirely throw out all conventions. I think the best thing is when I was reading the animation book for the Animator Survival Guide, or Survival Kit, I think it's Survival Guide. But the one thing that is mentioned at one point is you need to learn the rules, and then once you learn them all, you can break them and still achieve the same thing. It's kind of like, you know how to play by the way things work, and then invent new ways to do things in a different crazy manner is, part of how you innovate is that you don't just come up with something out off the top of your head. You can, and sometimes it works, but, like I said with the puzzle thing, you could just, have it be, instead of, having regular puzzles, make a system where you, you know, once you solve one puzzle, or there's multiple solutions, and after you play the game one time, maybe you can't use that same solution yet. I'm just going in here to get that on my map, since there's nothing in that room. That's the room where you fall if you die, and this can be a little perilous because it's somewhat easy to use Rockscape, but sometimes it does trip you up, and sometimes you'll like miss the hole or miss the platform or something. But yeah, it's a system like that is pretty, it's somewhat standard, but it changes things up and makes it feel new. And you can obviously go beyond that, but I do feel like most creative industries, those are the people who end up being most successful, are the people who, they do stick by the rules a little bit. They don't try something so out of bounds, because like, for art example, there's a lot of experimental artists, and they do some interesting things, but some of them they seem to be really out there, and a lot of people can't connect to that type of art, maybe because it's so far off from what people are used to. So you kind of have to balance basically between trying something new and then keeping the old, is what I've found to be the case in terms of my own, in terms of working on my own stuff. Somewhat, I'm still very early in progressing in terms of being an animator. Okay, this is an interesting use of the Rockscape. Basically, you have to like jump over the holes here to push the pot forward more. A simple, not really it is a puzzle, but it's like a simple, just kind of way to get out of here, and it works. So I do like that design there. Okay, I think I'm gonna go. I guess I'll try this door. Okay, this one's dumb, this puzzle. Basically, you jump over that, and then those slimes turn, the floor changes color, so you can actually kill those guys. You can't kill them when they're the same color as the floor. It's, just almost, again, it just seems like, doing it for the sake of having something to do. Kind of like a filler puzzle, kind of, I guess is the best way to describe it. There's a room later on. There's a puzzle later on that kind of uses a room similar to this that I like. It's simple and it's been done before, but I do like that kind of puzzle. And if you play this game, you'll know what I'm talking about. And yeah, the dungeon is actually shaped like a bird. Okay, this again, it does, like I said with all the color puzzles, it does seem like some of them are just kind of there to be there, and they aren't really difficult. But I do assure you, actually, most of the puzzle nature of this game that's hard is not really okay, this is a puzzle. It's more of, again, just kind of navigating through the dungeon, like with the pot thing. That's more of what I find more tricky than, like, the stuff that you can point and say, this is puzzle number 2 or something. But basically, you jump over, if you couldn't tell, you jump over that to change the color so you can actually move the statues into the order. But you had to jump over that in order to actually move them, which you had to have the Roc's Feather to even get here. So it just seems like, well, why couldn't we just push it in place without having to jump over a tile? But this dungeon is actually pretty much over, I believe, because I think I get a key here. I have the boss key, obviously, but I believe I need another key to, yes, get up here. And I think this is it. I guess the boss should be just up ahead. I do not like this boss, from what I remember. But to be fair, I might not like it, but it is unique, so I will give them that. And not unique in a bad way, more of just, I don't like it because I just don't like it. It's not because it's necessarily a bad boss. And I guess I'll see what the statue has to say. If I can put the seeds on correctly. The red face fears smoke. Tudungo fears smoke. No, that's a hint to how to beat the boss. So basically, you need bombs. And really, you don't even need. Yeah, you don't need your sword. So I'm just gonna put the. I honestly could technically do this without the Rock's Feather, but it's definitely useful. But yeah, basically this is a 2D boss, basically, instead of top-down like normal bosses. And pretty much you just need to throw the bomb onto his head to make it when the right is face showing, so you can damage him. I could try like. Part of me feels like I can actually throw the bombs from the sides, but I'm not sure if I can do that, or if it's because you know, trying to get on the platforms seems too tricky. Let's see if I can actually. Okay, yeah, I can actually throw it into there from the side, but I don't think I got it on red. I think I got it on green. And if you get on one of the other faces, I believe you get, you know, attacks thrown at you like fire, which most of them are easy to dodge, except I think one attack that he has can be actually kind of tricky. You need to get like almost like you need to like move a little bit and then throw in order to, yeah, get in. It's kind of luck too, depending on where it bounces. Did I get on red that time though? I think I did. Okay, yeah, I did. Cool. So yeah, you damage him, you get a heart. And that's pretty much his boss in a nutshell. It's more of annoying though to me because, you know, he's top, or he's not because he's sideways, but he's just kind of hard to actually damage because you have to like throw it in. And if you use the platforms, you have to kind of time it right. I think this actually method works better though, even though it might take longer because at least you're protecting yourself somewhere in there. I kind of jumped the gun on pulling the bomb out. What I should get actually is I think there's a ring that if you have it, if you're holding a bomb, it won't explode until you throw it. Like it won't. You know how bombs explode in your hand? You can damage you. That won't happen if you have that ring. I haven't actually got that many useful rings yet. I may have the one that I have equipped, but I haven't got any that I really want to use yet. Okay. No, it was purple. Okay, that one, ow. I think I can dodge that by going under there, though. I'll do that next time. If I remember. And I think that was purple again. So I guess I can do it now, because it is next time. Kind of a thwomp-looking guy. I'm not sure if that's what he is. It probably was based off. Okay, then I missed. I don't know how many hits this guy takes. And a lot of bosses take like 3, but like the Oracle ones take like more like 4 or 5 simply because they're hitting them usually is a lot easier. Whereas with like 3D bosses, they're typically it's like a big procedure to even hit them once. And there we go. Well, some of them. I mean, there's like, I think, Volviga, whatever, from Ocarina of Time. I know you hit him a bunch of times, and, well, actually, a lot of the Ocarina of Time bosses, I guess it depends on the boss. Some of them are 3 hits, some of them aren't. I feel like it's actually Mario that has more of the 3-hit boss than Zelda does, surprisingly, because like Bowser in Super Mario 64, it's 3 hits for him, I believe. And okay, good, he's dead. That was easy. And new heart piece, or heart container rather. Okay, so now we can actually get our next Essence of Time, and the Wing Dungeon is now complete. And what one is this? You got the I thought it was Awakening in Ancient Wood. Ooh. See, like some of these are just weird, and this is again kind of weird, but whatever. I got a air freshener for my car. Oh, and the baby Malker tree is now going to talk to us. I think I'm going to end it here, though. Okay, so next time we'll be heading to the South Sea, or attempting to get to Kristen Island. So see you guys next time, for more Oracle of Ages, later.